In this video, we're going to analyze several 10-ball runouts. The key to these patterns is breaking down each pattern into 3 groups. In each pattern, we'll start with a strategy for the first 4 balls, then the next 3 balls, and then the final 3 balls. Then figuring out how to connect each group. If you're a lower skilled player, you can focus on just the first 4 balls. When figuring out the patterns, be very specific about what spin you'll be using on each ball. And if you're sending the cue ball off a rail, pick a specific target on the rail that you'll be sending the cue ball toward. Also determine which side of pocket lines you need to end up on. The purpose of these exercises is to start looking at 9 and 10 ball patterns as groups of balls. And once you integrate this into your training, you can reduce the number of awkward angles in your run. If you watch professionals, they tend to get out of line at least one time during a game of 9 ball or 10 ball. This is usually the result of a shot that was mishit and not the result of improper planning. If professionals didn't plan out their patterns, you would see them get out of line more often during their runouts. Each pattern will be timed, so you're going to have a limited time in figuring out the runout. If you're a beginner, pause the video and take your time studying the layout. So let's begin with the first 10-ball pattern. In this rack, the key shot on the first 4 balls is to create an angle in the 2 balls so we can get our position on the 3 ball. Ideally, I would like to end up with a high angle in the 3 ball so I can send the cue ball 1 or 2 rails for position on the 4 ball. When playing position from the 1 ball to the 2 ball, we could try to land on the 2 ball pocket line for the corner pocket, but when playing position like this for a corner pocket, the angles are very sensitive. Ending up just short of the pocket line or going a couple inches too far means we'll have a lot more work to do to get shape on the 3 ball. A better option is to send the cue ball off the side rail and toward the 2 ball at the correct angle. By playing the shot this way, it opens up the position window. At this angle on the 2 ball, the cue ball will be sent toward the second diamond. Due to the angle on this shot, if the cue ball bounces off the cushion, I may end up with a flat angle on the 3 ball. So when I shoot the 2 ball, I'm going to use just enough speed to get to the cushion and take the 1 rail option to get on the 4 ball. Before shooting the 3 ball, I need to determine where I'll be pocketing the 5 ball so I'll know what angle I need on the 4 ball. It looks like I'll be playing the 5 in the corner since it won't take much to pocket the 4 ball and land on or near the 5 ball pocket line. Playing the 5 in the side is risky since it wouldn't take much to end up with an awkward angle. Also, it looks like we're going to need a high angle on the 6 ball to get on the 7 ball. And if we play the 5 ball in the corner pocket, we won't have to do too much with the cue ball to get our shape for the 6 ball. Once we have this angle, we can go 2 rails toward the 7 ball. Now when I play the 3 ball, I know that the cue ball needs to end up close to the 4 ball pocket line. Since I ended up a bit short of the pocket line, I'm going to have to use more left spin to send the cue ball off the end rail and toward the 5 ball. Before shooting the 5 ball, I'll figure out exactly where I need to be for the 7 ball. If I land on the 7 ball pocket line, I'm going to have to roll forward and play the 8 ball in the side pocket. If I can end up short of the 7 ball pocket line, I can draw the cue ball off the side rail for shape on the 8 ball. On this shot, I can draw back off the side rail landing on or near the 8 ball pocket line. Then from there I can draw back crossing the 9-ball pocket line. If I end up short of the 8-ball pocket line, I can send the cue ball off the side rail and back out for shape on the 9-ball. When shooting the 8-ball, we don't want to end up too short of the 9-ball pocket line, since we'll then have to send the cue ball 2 rails back to the middle of the table. The goal when pocketing the 8-ball is to land the cue ball on or just across the 9-ball pocket line. When playing 10-ball, it's always a good idea to identify any problem areas before shooting. If I don't plan out the pattern carefully, I could run into a problem when playing position for the 5-ball. The goal is to land near the 5-ball pocket line so I can draw back for a position on the 6-ball. So before I even shoot the 1-ball, I already know where I need to end up for the 5-ball. When I shoot the 1-ball, my goal is to land near the 2-ball pocket line so I can then pocket the 3 in the top side pocket. This will give me my angle in the 4-ball that I can use to get on the 5-ball. I could place a cue ball here and go 2 rails for shaping the 2-ball, which is a good option. I prefer the high action shot since I can see my destination when I'm down on the table, which really helps me line up the shot. When I shoot the 2-ball, my goal is to cross the 3-ball pocket line, giving me an angle I can use to place shape for the 4-ball. Before I shoot the 3-ball, I need to determine if I want a stun angle or a rolling angle on the 4-ball. A stun angle requires a bit more skill since I'll be hitting the 4-ball with more speed than a rolling shot, which makes the pocket play smaller. If I play for a rolling angle, I can shoot the cue ball softer, giving me more control over my speed and cue ball path. So when I shoot the 3-ball, I'm going to roll forward, creating a nice rolling angle on the 4-ball. On this shot, my goal is to end up near the 5-ball pocket line. Before I shoot the 5-ball, I know that I would like to end up around here for the 7-ball. So an angle like this on the 6-ball would be ideal. So my goal when shooting the 5-ball is to put a little distance between the cue ball and 6-ball pocket line. Before I shoot the 6-ball, I'm going to double check the 7-ball. Right away I know that I don't want to end up on the cushion, which makes the shot play much tougher. The goal is to put a little distance between the cue ball and cushion. Even if we cross the 7-ball pocket line, as long as we're not on the cushion, we can either draw back for shaping the 8-ball, or we can send the cue ball off the top side rail and back for shape on the 8. When shooting shots like this 6-ball, always make sure you're sending the cue ball toward a target. So on this shot, I would be sending the cue ball toward the 3rd diamond. Since I'll be shooting the 9-ball in the side pocket, when I shoot the 7-ball, I'm going to kill the cue ball, which will give me an angle I can use on the 8-ball to get my shape for the 9-ball. Before shooting the 8-ball, I'll first find the 9-ball pocket line. The goal when shooting the 8-ball is to land on the right side of the 9-ball pocket line. From this angle, I can either roll in the 9-ball, or I can stun the cue ball over to the side rail for shape on the 10-ball. At this angle, I can softly roll in the 9-ball and get my shape on the 10-ball. In this rack I have two problem areas, getting from the 2 ball to the 3 ball, and getting from the 3 ball to the 4 ball. These problems have to be figured out before starting the run. If I can end up near the end rail in the 2 ball, I can use this angle to send the cue ball to the other end rail for shape on the 3 ball. One problem I can run into when shooting the 2 ball is ending up with a flat angle in the 3 ball, which will make it much harder to get on the 4. So the goal when shooting the 1 ball is to end up near the end rail for shape on the 2 ball. If we can pocket the 1 ball in the bottom side pocket using high action, we can send the cue ball off the side rail landing in our position area. So before I shoot the 1 ball, I'm going to pick out a target on the bottom side rail to send the cue ball toward. Since I'm sending the cue ball to the end rail off the side rail, I'm going to use a little more left spin to help widen the cue ball's path. The goal is to land near the second diamond on the side rail. At this angle, I'm going to travel in this direction to get on the 4 ball. I could send the cue ball this way, but my speed control would have to be very good, since I could land behind the 6 ball, or the cue ball could scratch in the corner pocket. If I travel in this direction, even if I strike the 6 ball, I should still end up with a shot on the 4 ball. Since the angle is doing most of the work for me when I shoot the 3 ball, I can really focus on the cue ball path. Before I shoot the 4 ball, I need to examine where I need to be for the 6 ball. If I can end up near the 6 ball pocket line, I can draw back a few inches, which will give me a nice angle to go 1 or 2 rails for shape on the 8 ball. So when I play the 4 ball, I can either go 2 rails for shape on the 5 ball, or I can go 1 rail. The goal when playing either option is to just make sure I cross the 5 ball pocket line. Now when I shoot the 5 ball, I can come off the rail and land near the 6 ball pocket line. Before shooting the 6 ball, it looks like landing on this side of the 8 ball pocket line will make it fairly easy to get on the 9 ball. At this angle, it won't take much to roll in the 7 ball and hit my target on the bottom side rail. This shot is ideal since once the cue ball hits the bottom side rail, it's traveling toward the 8 ball at the correct angle. At this angle, you'll sometimes see players play the shot this way, but the entire path is in the danger area, except for the end of the path. If we play the shot this way, once the cue ball strikes the side rail, it's traveling at the correct angle toward the 9 ball, which opens up my position area. In this rack, the key shot is getting from the 3 ball to the 4 ball. Before I shoot the 1 ball, I need to determine where I would like to end up for the 3 ball. If I can end up around here, I can either roll in the 3 ball for shaping the 4 ball, or I can stun the cue ball off the end rail, creating my angle for the 4 ball. Ending up near the 2 ball pocket line should make it fairly easy to create this angle on the 3 ball. On the 1 ball shot, I'll be sending the cue ball off both side rails. When shooting shots like this, always pick a target on the second side rail to send the cue ball toward. On this shot, I need to end up just to the right of the 3 ball pocket line. Before I shoot the 3 ball, I need to determine where I would like to be for the 5 ball. If I can end up on this side of the 5-ball pocket line, I can send the cue ball off the end rail and toward the 6-ball. So when I shoot the 3-ball, the goal is to come off the end rail, creating a high angle on the 4-ball. If the cue ball were here, I could just roll in the 4-ball and have my shape on the 5-ball. But at this angle, which is pretty flat, I would have to stun the cue ball to force it into my position area. The danger of this shot is that the pocket plays smaller due to the extra speed. Instead, I'll use high action with a tip and a half of right spin to send the cue ball across the 5-ball pocket line. Before shooting the 5-ball, I'll determine where I would like to end up for the 7-ball. A nice angle in the 7-ball would be on this side of the pocket line, which would give me the angle I need to get on the 8-ball. So when I play the 5-ball, I need to create an angle in the 6-ball that will allow me to get my shape for the 7. Before shooting the 7-ball, I need to pick a target area for the 9-ball. If I can end up around the middle of the table, that will give me a nice angle to go 2 rails for the 10-ball. One mistake many players in situations like this make is to pocket the 7 and send the cue ball to this half of the table for an easy shot on the 8-ball. Now they have to work much harder to create a nice angle on the 9-ball to get on the 10-ball. When a ball is close to the pocket like the 8-ball is in this layout, it's just a matter of playing shape for it in the middle of the table. Now when we pocket the 8-ball, the angle is helping move the cue ball to our position area for the next ball. Before shooting the 9-ball, pick out a target on the second side rail which I can send the cue ball toward. When traveling toward the rails, always give yourself a target, then visualize the path to this target. So in this case, I wouldn't choose the second diamond on the second side rail, since if I strike the rail above this diamond, I may be left with a thin cut shot on the 10-ball. If I send the cue ball to the midway point between the first and second diamond, I have a little room for error. The key shot in this rack is creating an angle in the 3-ball that I can use to get on the 4-ball. If I can land on or close to the 2-ball pocket line, I can play a stop shot and use this angle to go 2 rails for the 4-ball. An angle like this in the 4-ball will work for getting on the 5-ball. There are a couple different ways of getting on the 2-ball. I could place the cue ball here and send it off the end rail toward the 2-ball, which is a good option. The option I'll be playing is a stun shot toward the 2-ball. This is a great option since the cue ball will be tracking toward the 2-ball at the correct angle. From here we can kill the cue ball, keeping this angle on the 3-ball. Before shooting the 3-ball, we need to figure exactly where we need to be for the 5-ball. If I pocket the 4-ball and end up short of the 5-ball pocket line, I'll have some work left to do to create an angle on the 6-ball that I can use to get on the 7-ball. Ideally, when I pocket the 4-ball, I need to land on or across the 5-ball pocket line. If I land on the pocket line, I can play a stop shot. If I cross the pocket line, I can send the cue ball off the side rail for my angle on the 6-ball. So when I shoot the 3-ball, I don't want a flat angle like this, where it's going to be difficult to send the cue ball toward the 5-ball pocket line. So my goal when shooting the 3-ball is to land about a diamond away from the side rail, which will give me the angle I need to get my shape for the 5-ball. Before I shoot the 4 ball, I need to figure out where I need to be on the 6 ball. Ending up on the right side of the 6 ball pocket line will give me a nice angle to get on the 7 ball. I can either draw to the side rail, or if I end up with more angle, I can send the cue ball to the end rail and side rail for shape on the 7 ball. When I shoot the 4 ball, the goal is to end up on or just across the 5 ball pocket line. At this angle, I can play a stop shot, which gives me a nice angle in the 6 ball that I can use to draw the cue ball to the top side rail for shape on the 7 ball. Before shooting the 6 ball, I need to determine where I would like to end up for the 8 ball. Since the 8 ball is close to the 7 ball, if I can end up with a flat angle in the 7 ball, I can draw back for shaping the 8 ball for the side pocket. If I end up with too much angle in the 7 ball, I'll have to shoot the 8 ball into the other side pocket. So when I shoot the 6 ball, my goal is to end up with a flat angle on the 7 ball. Before shooting the 7 ball, I need to determine how I'm going to play the 9 ball. If I can cross the 8 ball pocket line, I can then stun the cue ball toward the 9 ball at the correct angle. Now I can go 2 rails toward the 10 ball. When shooting the 7 ball, I ended up on the 8 ball pocket line. I could play a stop shot and play the 2 rail shot from here, but the danger in this shot is the use of side spin, which requires a fairly accurate stroke from this distance. A slightly better option is to draw back, creating a flatter angle that I can use to go 1 rail. Now we have an easier shot on the 9 ball, and it won't take much left spin to send the cue ball toward my target area. In this right, the key shot is getting from the 2 ball to the 3 ball. It looks like I'll have to play the 3 ball in the top side pocket, so if I can end up in the middle of the table for shaping the 2 ball, I can go 2 rails for the 3 ball in the side pocket. Many players would choose this option of going to the middle of the table, but as you can see, the cue ball doesn't hit the position area until the very end of its path, so this type of shot requires excellent speed control. A better option is to lean over the table and just softly roll in the 1 ball. Playing the shot this way isn't as speed sensitive, in that I can underhit the shot and still have an angle on the 2 ball that I can use to get on the 3 ball. Before shooting the 2 ball, I'll determine where I need to be for the 4 ball. If I can land near the 3 ball pocket line, I can roll forward, landing on or near the 4 ball pocket line. Now I can just draw back for my position on the 5 ball. So I ended up pretty good on the 3 ball, so I'm just going to roll forward, landing on or near the 4 ball pocket line. Before I shoot the 4 ball, I need to determine where exactly I need to be for the 6 ball. An angle like this will send the cue ball 2 rails for shape on the 7 ball. So when I shoot the 4 ball, I need to end up below the 5 ball pocket line, so I can stun the cue ball over to my position area for the 6 ball. If I cross the 5 ball pocket line, I can create a high angle in the 6 ball to go 3 rails for position on the 7 ball. So the danger area when shooting the 4 ball is ending up too short of the 5 ball pocket line. Before shooting the 6 ball, I'll determine where I need to be on the 7 ball to get on the 8 ball. It looks like if I can end up near the center of the table for the 8 ball, I can draw back for shape on the 9 ball. So when playing shape for the 7 ball, I need to create a high angle in the 7 that will help move the cue ball to this position area. At this angle in the 6 ball, I have two options. I can roll in the 6 ball, but due to the angle being a little flat, I'll have to use about 2 tips of left spin to send the cue ball to my target area on the top side rail. The second option is using a stun shot to send the cue ball to the side rail and then the end rail, creating my angle on the 7 ball. The benefit of this shot is that it doesn't require as much side spin as the previous option. My goal in this shot is to make sure the cue ball bounces off the end rail to create my angle. The goal when shooting the 8 ball is to land on or just on the left side of the 9 ball pocket line. This will allow me to draw back for shape on the 10 ball. In this rack, the 2 key shots are creating an angle in the 2 ball to get on the 3 ball, and the other key shot is getting position from the 7 to the 8 ball. There are 2 good options for getting from the 1 ball to the 2 ball. We can place the cue ball here and send the cue ball toward the 2 ball pocket line. The goal is to end up short of the line where we can draw the cue ball off the side rail for shape in the 3 ball, or we can follow the cue ball off the end rail. Or we can cross the 2 ball pocket line, which gives us a natural angle to get our shape for the 3 ball. But playing position for this angle will be a little dangerous since overhitting the cue ball by a couple inches will leave us with a difficult shot. A slightly better choice for getting on the 2 ball is by sending the cue ball off the side rail, since it won't take much to cross the 2 ball pocket line. Even though playing position like this between balls seems tight, if we remove the balls, we can see that there is actually plenty of room between the 7 and 10 to send the cue ball. The key to this shot is to give yourself a target on the side rail to send the cue ball toward, which in this case would be the 3rd diamond. Before shooting the 2 ball, I need to determine where I would like to be for the 4 ball. Since I'll be playing the 5 ball in this corner pocket, I need to land near the 4 ball pocket line so I can roll forward for the 5 ball. So when I shoot the 2 ball, my goal is to land on or near the 3 ball pocket line, so I don't have to do too much with the cue ball to get on the 4 ball. At this angle, I can follow the cue ball down for my shape on the 5 ball. Before shooting the 4 ball, I'll determine where I would like to be for the 6 ball. Ending up in the middle of the table will leave me a nice 2-rail shot to send the cue ball toward the 7 ball at the correct angle. It's important that before I shoot the 4 ball, I determine what angle is going to send the cue ball to the middle of the table. An angle like this would be ideal to pocket the 5 and land in my position area. So now I've landed in my position area. Angles like this are ideal since the angle is doing the work as far as moving the cue ball to my position area. More of my focus can be on pocketing the ball. At this angle, I can roll the 6 ball in with left spin, sending the cue ball toward the 7 ball. Before shooting the 6 ball though, I need to figure out where I would like to be for the 8 ball. I could play shape for the 8 ball in the corner pocket, but positional shots like this are angle sensitive, meaning if I'm off even a little bit, getting on the 9 ball becomes much tougher. Instead, I'm going to play shape for the 8 ball in the side pocket, which leaves me a larger position area to send the cue ball into. So when shooting the 6 ball, I want to create a nice angle in the 7 ball that will allow me to send the cue ball 2 rails for shape on the 8 ball. When shooting the 7 ball, I'll find the 8 ball pocket line first, and this will give me a target to send the cue ball toward to make sure I cross the 8 ball pocket line. Before shooting the 8 ball, I'll figure out where I need to be for the 10 ball. If I can end up in the middle of the table, I should have a fairly easy shot to pocket the 10 ball. So knowing this, I'll make sure I play for a high angle in the 9 ball when pocketing the 8 ball. If I had a little more angle, I would be able to use a soft rolling shot to go 1 rail for my shape on the 10 ball. At this angle, I can still send the cue ball 1 rail to the middle of the table, but it requires a firmer stroke, making it harder to control the exact path and speed. Instead, I'll use a rolling shot with center high and a 1.5 of right spin to send the cue ball to the middle of the table. This shot requires a softer stroke since the right spin will propel the cue ball to the position area. In this pattern, the key shot is landing on or near the 3 ball pocket line, since we'll be playing the 4 ball into this corner pocket. If I can end up on this side of the 2 ball pocket line, I can either go 2 rails for shaping the 3 ball, or I can stun the cue ball over to the side rail, landing on the 3 ball pocket line. So now I need to determine the best way to get to my position area for the 2 ball. A good rule of thumb to remember is that if you need to play pinpoint shape on the 3rd ball, which in this case is the 3 ball, then it's important that you play close position on the 2nd ball. So we have a much better chance of getting our tight shape on the 3 ball if we're fairly close to the 2 ball. So the best way to get close position on the 2 ball from the 1 ball is to play a draw shot sending the cue ball between the 3rd diamond and side pocket. Take your time when lining up the 1 ball shot to make sure you're sending the cue ball on the correct path. Before shooting the 2 ball, I need to find the 3 ball pocket line, since the cue ball needs to land on or very close to this line. On this shot, I could go 2 rails, but playing the shot this way, I don't have my position until the very end of the cue ball path. Playing the stun shot opens up my position window a little bit, as long as I can send the cue ball to the target area on the side rail. Before shooting the 3 ball, I need to determine where I need to end up for the 5 ball. If I can end up around here, I can pocket the 5 ball and get my shape for the 6 ball. So when I shoot the 3 ball, I need to land on the other side of the 4 ball pocket line, which will help send the cue ball toward the 5 ball. At this angle in the 3 ball, I can send the cue ball off the side rail to ensure I cross the 4 ball pocket line. Before I shoot the 4 ball, I need to determine exactly where I need to be for the 6 ball. It looks like I'll be pocketing the 7 ball in the top left corner pocket. So if I end up around here in the 6 ball, I can send the cue ball off the end rail and toward the middle of the table. Since I need to end up here for the 6 ball, when shooting the 4 ball, I'm going to try to give myself an angle on the 5 ball that will help move the cue ball to this position area. Before shooting the 6 ball, I need to determine how I'll be playing position for the 8 ball. It looks like the 8 and 9 ball are connected if I can land on or near the 8 ball pocket line. So when I play shape with the 7 ball, I don't want a large angle on it. An angle like this would be perfect for sending the cue ball off the side rail and near the 8 ball pocket line. So I've ended up with a nice angle on the 7 ball to get my shape on the 8 ball. If I had ended up short of my position area, I could have rolled in the 7 ball and sent the cue ball to the other side rail for shape on the 8 ball. Then I could have played the 9 ball in the side pocket. When I shoot the 8 ball, I'll be playing a stop shot, which will leave me a nice shot on the 9 ball that I can use to get on the 10 ball. In the beginning of a 10 ball game, you should really be thinking 4 balls ahead instead of 3 due to the amount of balls on the table. So before I shoot the 1 ball, I need to determine where I need to end up for the 4 ball, and then I'm going to work backwards. If I can end up at a high angle on the 4 ball, I can send the cue ball to the middle of the table for the 5 ball. So the next question is, how do I create a high angle on the 4 ball? If I choose to play the 3 ball in the side pocket, I'll need to land near the 3 ball pocket line so I can draw back for my position on the 4 ball. Playing shape with the 3 ball in the side pocket is a little risky since it wouldn't take much to end up with an awkward angle. If I can create an angle like this for the 3 ball in the corner pocket, I can pocket the 3 and float the cue ball over to my position area for the 4 ball. When shooting the 1 ball, I could stun the cue ball toward the 2 ball and then play a stop shot for my position on the 3 ball. While this is a good way to play position for the 2 ball, it requires a very precise hit, otherwise we could end up with an awkward angle. Instead, I'm going to send the cue ball off the side rail and toward the 2 ball, which will give me a natural angle that I can use to send the cue ball off the side rail and into my position area. And once again, when I shoot the 2 ball, I won't be playing the 3 in the side pocket. If these 3 balls were the last 3 balls on the table, then I would consider playing the 3 in the side, since coming up short still allows me to get on the 4 ball. The lesson here is be careful when playing balls in the side pocket early in 10 ball games, since ending up a little awkward could end your run. So now when I shoot the 2 ball, the goal is to end up above the 3 ball pocket line. At this angle, I can send the cue ball off the side rail for shaping the 4 ball, but the danger in doing this is ending up too close to the 10 or 6 ball, which may make the shot harder. If I end up short floating into my position area, I still have an angle on the 4 ball that I can use to get on the 5 ball. I ended up with a little less angle than I would have preferred, So on this shot, I'm going to use a little more speed to send the cue ball off the side rail and into the middle of the table. The goal is to end up on or near the 5-ball pocket line, which will allow me to play shape for the 6-ball in the side pocket. Before shooting the 5-ball, I need to find my angle for the 7-ball. If I end up on or very close to the 6-ball pocket line, I can kill the cue ball and either go 2 rails toward the 8-ball or just go 1 rail off the end rail. I've ended up with a little more angle in the 6-ball, so I won't be able to play a stop shot. At this angle, I'm going to be sending the cue ball off the side rail and back out for my angle on the 7-ball. This is a safe option since my position window in the 7-ball is very large. Before I shoot the 7-ball, I need to determine where I need to end up for the 9-ball. It looks like a high angle in the 9-ball will allow me to pocket the 9 and send the cue ball toward the 10-ball. So when I shoot the 7-ball, the goal is to land on or just across the 8-ball pocket line so I can roll forward for shape on the 9-ball. When playing position, it's always a good idea to be aware of danger areas. For instance, the danger area when playing the 7-ball is ending up short of the pocket line, which means I'll have to work a little harder to run the last 3 balls. So when shooting the 7-ball, I'm really going to focus on landing on the pocket line or just across the pocket line. I've ended up just across the pocket line, so I'm going to send the cue ball off the side rail to create my angle for the 9-ball. The goal is to create a little distance between the cue ball and side rail, since ending up too close to the side rail will require more side spin when playing the 9-ball to send it toward the 10-ball.